Well, what could that be? That's a Bible. Now, before I open this up, I'm going to get some coffee and maybe some cereal. So let's go do that. Oh no. Okay, so full transparency, I'm not really out of coffee and I'm not out of milk. I opened up the video this way because I want to talk about that in today's video. The way we act, the way we respond when we don't feel like there's enough. Now I know that you saw me get the Bible, and we're going to talk about the Bible giveaway at the end of this video, so just hold tight and stick with me through this message, and I'll talk about the Bible giveaway towards the end of this video. Okay, let's talk about this. This is something I've been pretty passionate about, and it actually ties in with what we've been doing with the Bible giveaway. Now you'll notice that if you've been following us pretty closely, you've noticed that our subscribers went from like 693 a little over a week ago to now we're at a little over 741. And I was pretty excited about that. Now in the grand scheme of things, that's not a ton of subscribers, but I'm pretty stoked about it. But that happened because I networked with a friend of mine, Brother Andrew Romine. Again, I'll put a link to his YouTube channel in the description below. But it was through him, through me doing a Bible giveaway, through other people such as yourself sharing this channel on your YouTube channel, that the channel began to grow. If you notice what happens here, we're growing together. You all helped promote what we're doing here on this channel. And that's a big concept that we need to really understand. The reason why I'm passionate about this is because I've been doing a study on this for quite some time. When you study in Genesis, the garden, you'll notice that mankind, God told him, said you can eat from the trees, that's all available to you. To the animals, they can eat the grass of the ground. And you notice it's essentially a vegan diet. So I'm not advocating a vegan diet in this video, just so we're aware. But you notice that the theme that's going on in the garden at that moment is mankind doesn't have to eat the animals. Animals don't have to eat one another, because in God's perfect creation, there's enough for everybody. That's what we're supposed to take away from that. And it's when Eve felt like God was holding out on her that the whole thing began to tumble down the hill. And it was all because it felt like there's not enough. There's not enough for me. And so the whole thing just started imploding on itself. And so Jesus comes onto the scene, and Jesus is really trying to jumpstart this whole kingdom thing. In his kingdom, he's trying to convince his disciples that there's more than enough for all of us. And so he begins to tell them in Matthew, he says, consider the birds. They don't gather, but they're taken care of. Look at the flowers. They neither spin nor toil. But are they not dressed more than Solomon in all his glory? Surely I'll take care of you as well, because when you come into my kingdom, there's enough for everybody. And the reason why this is a passionate topic of mine is because I am convinced, now, haven't always been, let me preface that, but I am convinced that when we truly get a revelation and an understanding that the kingdom is so big that there's more than enough room for all of us, we'll start promoting one another. We'll start giving to one another. We'll start giving to the poor. We'll begin to get this revelation that if I empty what's in my pockets right now and give to someone else, there's more than enough room in the kingdom. We can all benefit together. I want to keep talking about this, so let's talk about it a little bit more. I know I do a lot of videos in the garage, but it's South Louisiana and it's summer. We're not doing this. It is hotter than Satan's womb outside. Let's keep talking about this. The way we view things in the kingdom is, I'll look at it let's look at it from a local church perspective. Let's look at it from that perspective. In a local church, there's one platform, and I'm speaking from the context of a minister. There's one platform. And so there's only X amount of Sundays in a month. So if there are 5 ministers, including the pastor of the church, and there's one platform and there's 4 Sundays, that means somebody is going to be left out in the month because there's not enough room for everybody in that scenario. So what we do when we feel like there's not enough, we'll begin to maliciously, if we're not careful and if we're not healthy disciples, what we'll do is we'll start to maliciously hurt one another. We'll go and we may gossip about one of the ministers to move them out of the way, so that creates one more opportunity for us to get to that place we want to get to, that pulpit, because there's not enough room for all of us. So numbers, we need to get one out of the way. Now there's 4 ministers and 4 Sundays. We can each speak a Sunday, but human nature, that's never enough. God, I feel like you're holding out on me. So what we may do is we'll move another minister. And what we've done is we've treated platforms and entering into that realm, we've created a ladder. A ladder is something that only one of us can fit on at a time. And so we're climbing rung by rung, trying to get to the top of this ladder. And if somebody is a few steps above us on that ladder, what we might do, if we're not careful, we may grab them by the ankles and pull them down. We may do that through gossip. We may do that through stabbing them in the back. And I'm talking about worst case scenarios. Best case scenario, you do nothing, but you're bitter the whole time and you're killing yourself. And what we need to do is we need to view this whole kingdom hierarchy thing. We need to treat it like an infinitely wide staircase where we can all be on the same step at the same time. What we need to do is we need to get convinced that the kingdom is big enough. I've really been encouraged because over the past 3 years, we have seen the goodness of people. In the past 3 weeks, we have seen people give to us sacrificially. They've blessed us financially. I have seen people who give not only finances, but they give their words of affirmation to me. It's so kind when someone will compliment me. I was preaching at a church on Sunday where the pastors of that church have done so much for me. They have told other ministers about me. I haven't had to pick up the phone and call a pastor to go preach anywhere because people have been so kind to tell others, hey, you need to have AJ Holloway. And that is beyond humbling. So what it has done for me is it has restored hope for humanity, but it has also challenged me that I must be the body that I have seen. I must be like that. So my wife and I, we're choosing to give. I'm thankful for every person that has shared this YouTube channel on your Instagram. And I know that, I'm giving away a Bible, but you know what? I can do that. I can give away a Bible. So let's begin to give. If there's somebody who is a minister, why don't you tell people about them? If there is somebody who's gifted at something, tell somebody about them. Let's lift each other up. And you may not feel it. You may still feel that jealousy of, oh my goodness, what if I do lose the opportunity by giving it to somebody else? So what? Here's what I'm convinced of. If you do, you're going to feel all of that while you fight through it, but prove it to yourself that God, who sees in secret, will reward you openly. Now, I want to challenge you. Don't do it for that reason alone. You may start there, but mature past that. Don't just, you know what, I'm going to give people a blessing because I'm going to get a blessing. That's the wrong motive. Give because you're convinced that the kingdom is big enough. Again, you may not start there with that mentality, but when God proves to you that He's faithful, you'll then begin to be convinced and you'll stop giving to be blessed. You'll just give because there's more than enough in the kingdom. Give, build up, tell people about one another. Fight through your emotions of what if I lose out? What if I miss that opportunity? You may miss that opportunity, but God will give you another opportunity. Let's share one another. There are amazing evangelists out there. There's Brother Landon Gore. There's Brother Chris Green. There's Brother Victor Jackson. There is Brother James Wilson. All of these are amazing men of God. We're so blessed in 2021 to have so many amazing men of God preaching the gospel. We're seeing more and more women ministering, and I'm so thankful for the number of people out there that are stepping into ministry. There are great ministers out there. Let's share one another. Let's create a new culture where our Instagram is not about us. Let's begin to tell others about one another, because we're the body. When somebody else succeeds in the body, you have succeeded. You know, if I win a race, the whole body won the race. My legs did the work, but my hands still get to participate in the celebration. Let's get convinced of that in the kingdom. I love you guys. Oh, let's talk about the Bible. Here it is, guys. The Thomas Nelson Premier Edition in the NKJV version, wrapped in beautiful royal blue lambskin. These are a limited run. They're not going to make any more in this color, so you're going to have one of a few made. This is the same Bible I carry in the tan leather. I love it. It's my favorite Bible to carry with me while I travel, and I can't wait for somebody to get it. Now here's the deal. Today is Tuesday, June 8th. On Friday, June 11th, that's this Friday, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going to go live on Instagram. So join with me. Let's chat. Let's have a good time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw one of the names of those of you who share this YouTube channel on Instagram. You can share it on other social media platforms, but I'm not on Facebook or anything else. If you do, tell me about it and send me a screenshot on Instagram that you did share it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the name of those who shared this channel, and whoever's name I draw, that's who's going to receive the Bible. If you're not able to make it live, I will tag you in my stories. That way you don't miss out, and I will send you this Bible. Guys, that's it for this video. Let's get convinced there's more than enough room in the kingdom. Let's build one another up. Let's share with others what God is doing in the lives of our neighbor, and let's give like we've never given, because we're convinced that there's more than enough room in the kingdom. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.